Hello friends, my name is Katie from Eternal Flame, and today I thought I'd share with you a quick update and flip through of my Hobonichi Weeks for 2022. So if you're interested in seeing how I ended up rounding out the 42nd, 43rd, 44th, and then started the 45th week of my Hobonichi Weeks weekly spreads, please stick around. Thanks everyone. If I can flip through this rather quickly, I did also want to share with you some of my favorite supplies and things that I rely on very heavily on a daily basis to set up my spreads. So I have that set aside here in this little wooden tray, as well as in my little Ziploc baggie here. So if you're interested in seeing that, please make sure to stick around for the end. As always, I did want to take one quick moment in the beginning of this video to thank you all so very much for taking the time to watch my videos. As always, I very much appreciate your time and would so very much appreciate it if you enjoyed this video if you let me know by giving the video a thumbs up and making sure you're subscribed. Alright, so I actually covered, I think these spreads in a previous flip through, so I'll try to go through really quickly. But I wanted to show you how it turned out after I ended up going back a couple weeks later to fill in this journaling section here, where I had the opportunity to reflect on not only that week, but the week afterwards. And I wanted to share with you all the ink and fountain pen that I used. So I have, I guess the most recent addition to my fountain pen collection is this beautiful Japan made sailor fountain pen that my husband gifted to me. I actually picked it up, or he picked it up off Amazon. So if you're interested in picking up one of these for yourself, I will link it in the description box down below. This is one of my absolute favorite fountain pens by far as of today. I think this other one, the top two contenders would be this one and my Pilot Vanishing Point pen that I speak of all the time. I absolutely love my Kavekos as well. As you can see, I have the Kaveco Special here, which I will also link down below if it's available. But just for some reason, this one is just a great weight. I think it's very professional looking, and I love that it kind of breaks my comfort and boundaries when it comes to the Pilot Vanishing Point, which is like a matte black, everything's black, nib and everything. And this pen is actually paired with the Kaveco Sunshine Orange, a fountain ink that I picked up in Germany, in Berlin, and that's what you'll see here on the top. I also have set aside here the Midnight Blue from Kaveco that I have paired with the Kaveco Special that I used here on the top right for the 43rd week. Other than that, I used some more of my Sticky Club stickers just to fill in some of the negative space, and also some of my Archer and Olive washi tape and some of my newly hauled Midori and I think Traveler Company stickers here, just to take up some of that space to mark the days that I watered my plants and worked out in the garden. Honestly, it feels kind of like a cheat because I didn't spend that much time in the garden that day, but that's okay. Alright, so moving on to this 44th week, the last time I flipped through, it was really just this one anchor sticker as well as a little bit down here to cover up the corner, and then one of my DIY planner stickers to mark Halloween. So you'll see here that I've started to fill it out. It's currently, I believe, the 2nd. It's my lunch break, and my goal is to have this video posted. So I have used one of my favorite Tombow brush pens, dual brush pens, to kind of create a backing to some of my DIY stickers to mark the dates that I'm studying, as well as the day I would like to post a YouTube video. I also used the fine tip portion of that pen to mark or separate the left side of the page into two separate columns. And then this week I went ahead again because, to be honest, I couldn't find my Hobonichi basic stencil to create these little check boxes here. So I just used a different stencil, Hobonichi stencil, and then marked out using my go-to Tombow Funinosuke calligraphy pen to just create 5 little dots in relatively equal spacing per day to mark, I guess, daily tasks. And then, as I have been in the past, I just use this bottom right section here to create a running task list, as well as this top section. Instead of journaling this week, I used a very large sticker to take up a lot of space. And then kind of, I guess my journaling for the week is adulting is hard because it has been extremely difficult. I used this Midori, I guess, plant themed sticker to add a pop of color to the page. I used the Sticky Club sticker here to mark the fact that I was so proud that my husband and I actually went pumpkin picking, as in we went and bought pumpkins, carved them just in time for Halloween. Yeah, so I have some of my stickers here to mark a nail appointment that I have coming up. I used the Tombow brush pen to mark the days I'll be in class, and that's basically it. I just finished late last night setting up this spread after work. It's the 45th week. I will be on travel, so I used some of my newly hauled Simply Gilded subscription washi tapes from the Wanderlust, I guess, subscription to mark that I will be on travel this whole week, going back and forth between DC and South Carolina. I haven't gone ahead and written down I guess details about the flight and times and places that I'll be. So that's probably what I'll do next. I just used one of my newly hauled sticker sheets, I think from the Travelers Company, with this cute little tiny plane. Unfortunately, I actually need like 4 of these, but besides the point, they only had one, so I used that one here to mark that transition between DC, New York, and South Carolina, somewhere in between. The 11th is Veterans Day, so I used one of my DIY planner stickers here, and yeah. We're meeting our friends and doing all the things. So that's what I have here. I used a Sticky Club sticker sheet that came from, I want to say, the last subscription, Cute Pack, and it was very, I think the theme that month was foxes, so this one was super cute, loved it, and I paired it with my newly hauled Happy Planner washi tape. I think that it came one short. It was supposed to be a set of 7 and I had 6, but then I just randomly found a washi tape from the set, so I'm not sure. It actually might have came with 7, but essentially I was at the paper source and found them on clearance at half off, and so these are the 2 that I decided to use, and I thought that they fit the color theme and scheme and like the foliage pretty well. Alrighty, so that wraps up the flip through portion of this video. I did want to share with you, I'm going to set all of this aside, several things that we have going on here. This is my 2023 Hobonichi Weeks that I am gearing up to set up, so hopefully a video on that will be coming soon. Just make sure you're subscribed if you're interested. I've seen so many videos come out, realizing that I am so behind in my 2023 planner system setup, so I do apologize for that. I'm very inspired and excited to share that with you all though. So I'm going to set these guys aside and then very quickly go through some of the supplies that I have been loving and planning to use that I use for these spreads. So I'll leave this up here so you can kind of see, and I can tie back and forth. So one thing that has been my absolute favorite item are these, or specifically is this one Ziploc bag. I use it for all my favorite stickers, the ones that I reference and use often. So you'll probably recognize some of these from my spreads, but essentially the most common one, or my most favorite go-to one, is actually not here. So I don't know where I put it, but I put my holiday stickers in here. I put my DIY dot stickers in here as well. Let's see. Yeah, so I can't find the YouTube one because I just used it, so that's probably why. But I do often use the birthday stickers that I design and created and cut on my Cricut machine, as well as the little glasses to mark the days that I'm studying. So as you can see, I should be doing it more often and have not. But yes, so I was actually able to find this on Amazon, so I will try to link that in the description box down below just in case you're interested. I love that it's just hefty enough where it can hold its form when you shove it in your, for example, Delphonics pouch, or even without a pouch, it's does the job. And it also, if you're curious, it can also fit pretty well the Sticky Club sticker sheets, which was a surprise to me, but definitely something I can appreciate. The other thing that I absolutely love to have post-COVID, during COVID, are these wet ones, which I also got on Amazon, so I'll try to link that in the description box down below as well. I like that these aren't as harsh, or they don't feel as harsh on my hands, and scent-wise are better than some of the other options. And I love using this not only to clean my desk and taking it on the go when I was on the plane for the past few weeks. I used it to wipe down the tray and everything, or wash my hands when I couldn't get to a bathroom. So it's really nice to have, but I also like to use it to clean off my rulers and my scissors and my pens. So usually the rulers are last because it picks up a lot of that ink that the ruler tends to take on when you're using it as a straight edge. So yeah, this is definitely one of my go-tos. The two favorite rulers that I have are this Hobonichi Basic Stencil that I always speak about, and this Reime ruler, which I got from JetPens, but Amazon does have a version of this in the 11.5 inches. So if I can find it, I'll try to link it in the description box down below as well. My Fiskars scissors, I'm pretty sure these are sewing scissors, but I have gone ahead and bought myself a whole bunch of these because I find that the very sharp tip, which definitely be careful with, is very helpful and the size of it is just so helpful when coming, I guess when I need to cut things for my Hobonichi Weeks. So usually it's washi tape or stickers or edges in here and there. So I found this really helpful. Not great for, I guess, on the go, but that's what I have my Cricut scissors for, that I can cap. My other go-to item or pair would be my Hobonichi Weeks writing board that I tried making my own, and while it works, I actually prefer the one that Hobonichi sells. So I bought two of these, and I like to set it up on either side of the page and then use these bullnose clips that I picked up from Amazon to kind of hold it in place so that I don't have to switch the board back and forth when I decide to write something here, and while the ink is setting there, I'll move over to the other side of the page. So these are kind of like a pair that I absolutely love. So the other thing is, and what I'm going to do right after this video, I've had this for the longest, and thank you so much. I'm not even sure if the person that recommended this still watches my channel, but this came from a recommendation off of YouTube. It's urban blotting paper. I got it on Amazon. It was 100% worth it. This sheet has lasted me this past whole year. I had this moment today where I realized I'm so proud of myself that I'm basically done. I've been in this planner and my other Hobonichi planners for almost a full year now. I think coming on a full year in sometime in November. So very proud of that. I still have yet to cut it down to size for the Hobonichi Weeks, so that's what I plan on doing after this video. And then lastly are a bunch of pens that I've been loving, aside from my fountain pens, which I can't believe I forgot the Pilot Vanishing Point pen, but you guys have seen it so many times already, there's no need for that. So the Tombow Dual Brush pens are my absolute favorite. I have spent a lot of time using my Archer and Olive Calligraph pens, but at the end of the day, I love the colors, consistency, and just quality of these Tombow Dual Brush pens. My two favorites out of three favorite go-tos would be this 192 and this like dusty green color that you'll see would probably match this washi tape really well, and this 9, I think that's a 9, yeah, 942 here, which is this very pale beige color here that I've been using as well. Of course, you can always use either tip, which I do use both, so you can see that here. I used the fine tip for this vertical line here to separate the left from the right, and yeah, and then I used a dual layer of the brush pen side to kind of darken the shading here, and as opposed to over here where it's only one layer. All right, so that's those two pens. The other few, I guess I'll go from right to left, is my go-to mechanical pencil in 0.5 millimeters from Zebra. Nothing special about it, just something I've been using since college, so many years. I also have my Unijet Stream pen in 0.38 that I recently picked up a pack of 5 from Amazon that I absolutely love. You can see how fine tipped this is. This is what I like to use for all of my check boxes typically, sometimes for vertical lines, but absolutely for my Hobonichi Weeks for work, just because this, you do not have to wait for this to set at all. There is no smudging, no smearing, no need for a blotting paper at all. Okay, so the next one is, I think, the newest addition to the family, which is this Klenna Energel pen, and paired with this little guy here from my friend Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. So it's a Pentel pen that I picked up off Amazon, a pack of 5, very affordable. This one, I will say, does smudge a lot, and I think it's usually paired with the fact that I've, especially coming into the fall and winter months, washing my hands so much because I've been traveling. After I put on lotion, I, would write something and then it smudges after. I think if I did a better job with using this blotting paper, which will definitely be something I try to do, it won't be an issue, but I have been loving this because it is very fine. I want to say it's also in the 0.3 range, but definitely don't quote me on that. So I will link that down below as well. And then the last three that I have that I always go to and grab for are my Pigma Micron pens. I bought a variety pack, but in addition to the variety packs that I've accumulated over the time, my two favorites that I find that I grab for often and that I've bought additional sets of are the 005 because it's extremely fine. So this would be probably the most fine-tipped alternative that I have. I would venture to say that, especially before I apply too much pressure and kind of flatten the tip. And then finally this 0.01 here, I don't know if it's 0.25 millimeter, but the 01 Pigma Micron, excuse me. So this one, I've been calling it wrong this whole time. This one is 0.2 millimeters and it's just a 005 numbering. But these are my two favorites. I like to use the 01 for things that should be a little bit more bold. Sometimes I mix them up because they look exactly the same. And then finally would be my Tombow Funanosuke hard tip calligraphy brush pen here that I grab for all the time. I think it might be time to retire this one, but you'll see that typically these pens have like a pointier tip and more for calligraphy, as in like you can see here. But I like to use it for bold lettering, as you can see, for events or things that I want to highlight on my spread. And these take a little bit of time to set, and that's why having this blotting paper is so very important. Anyways, I wanted to take a moment once again to thank you all so very much for taking the time to watch my video. If you do have the patience, please stick around because I'm gonna go ahead and just do what I normally do, which is go and measure this, cut it down, and then end the video there. Thank you so much, and until next time, bye everyone. Alright, so we're gonna measure this. See, I actually wanna maybe capture, this side's kind of messed up, so what we're gonna do is measure it there. And honestly, I don't mind the overhang, so I'm gonna just do that. Alright, let's see. So I have my Fiskars, I guess paper cutter that I've had for a while, and you guys have probably seen this before in my like DIY videos. But yeah, I love this paper cutter. Cuts through cardstock. All the things, but in the beginning I was not afraid, but like hesitant to cut this down, but in reality I think it comes in a pack of like 10 of these, and I've only used 2 of them. I don't even know where that second one is, but maybe I will refresh these like once or twice a year. And look at that perfect fit. So the great thing about this is recently I've been trying to set up my spreads in advance, so I will flip back and forth. Sometimes I'm delayed in filling items in, so then when I do need to flip back and forth, it just be so nice to stick it in and then move to the next spread and be able to do what I need to do there. Anyways, thanks, bye.